So, uh, hmm, where do I start? I have a friend who I have known and been friends with, even best friends with, um, several times over the past 25 to 30 years. Yeah, that's right. We're all over 50 here. Welcome to All About the Upgrade. Please like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep this conversation going. And I really like talking to you all, so let's talk about this. Have you had the friend betrayal thing happen to you? So in my last video, I talked about nice nasty. And nice nasty is when somebody's nice to your face and then they go behind your back. This friendship that I am speaking of goes a lot further than that. This particular person talks about everybody. And I mean everybody. All of their best friends get talked about behind their backs. So when she's with you, she will talk about so and so and so and so, and oh, those poor things, and oh, poor little, she would always say, poor little fart. And like, why would you say that? First of all, it's really like condescending. Is it gaslighting? I don't even know. Yeah, maybe it is gaslighting. Anyways, um, so she's talking about you too. I mean, she talked about everybody behind her back. And this person I thought was a really true friend, but when friends don't evolve past the age that you met them 30 years ago, then there's not really a lot in common, you know? And I'm not going to be judgy, but I am going to say that I'm at a point in my life where I don't need to go out every single night and wear my clothes and have everybody tell me how great I look. So I know that was a little snarky, but I, when I talked to this person, I said, I'm so happy when I get home. I have like a little routine I do, and then I just look forward to relaxing and maybe having a glass of wine and just relaxing on my couch. And she's like, oh my God, if I had to sit home by myself, I would just cry. I would be so depressed. So what do you guys think of that? I know what I think of that. I think that if you can't sit with yourself, you got a problem, girl. You got a problem. If you cannot sit with yourself and be comfortable, I mean, that's what I look forward to every single day. I love grounding. I love who I am and what I do and how I'm constantly trying to improve what I do. I every night I work on, I'll talk about this later, but I work on my face. I do facial exercise. I do high frequency and those little needle blade things. And you know what I mean? They're a roller. Um, and I don't know, but I'm all about self improvement. And that means my mind too. I like to clean my mind out and try to rid myself of negative emotions. I go over my actions. What could I have done better? Um, and yeah, it's a little constant voice in my head, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me because it, fear of being alone is just very foreign to me. It's not something that I can associate with. Anyways, this person throughout the years, I think there were 3 times where I just cut everything off. And each time it's like hitting me over the head with a hammer. I've got to learn the lesson that this person never takes accountability for their actions. Never. Oh, well, he, and they just laugh. Hee, oh, oops, sorry, not sorry, whatever. I don't think they know the word sorry or the meaning of the word sorry for sure. And yeah, so I'm going to spill the tea. So the first time they, I had moved back to Pittsburgh and had an infant. My daughter was like 2, and they decided to move back to be with me and my daughter as she was growing up. But the real reason was this person really liked a friend of mine who said, I'm not the kind of guy to be in a steady relationship type thing or get married. And this friend didn't pay attention to that. So, anyways, moved to my house, stayed with me for 5 months, did babysit a couple of times, but once they started working, they didn't. And they also didn't pay a dime towards rent or bills or helping with something whatsoever. What they did spend their money on was going out every single night and doing Coca-Cola, probably. Yeah. hmm And no, I actually know that for sure. And partying. Just party. Get your nails done, buy new clothes, all while I'm working my butt off and have an infant and putting the bill. So I just went, you know what? That's enough. That's enough. And also some things that were just not appropriate to have an infant around. There were some other things going on. So we're not going to be judging and we're not even going to talk about that. But no, I had a good reason to say, you know what, this is enough, goodbye. So then I moved back to San Diego, gosh, 14 years ago. And they moved back also short couple of years after. And we ran into each other at a mutual friend's birthday party. And this friend just cried and, oh my gosh, oh, and just couldn't talk and, like missed me or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to be the bigger person here and I'm going to say, let's give it another try. And a couple years go by, we're friends again. And my daughter was graduating from high school and I wanted to take her on a trip. And mind you, we have pets, so we can never be gone for more than a couple of days. So I had booked Vegas. I forget what hotel we were at. And I said, hey, the neighbor's going to look in on the cats and the tortoise. We had one tortoise at the time. And can you just check also? So this person, oh my gosh, you should stay one more day. Stay one more day. I don't want to talk to you again until you book one more day. I promise you, I will come over and take care of the animals. I promise you. So we got home. We booked one more day and we got home. And when we got home, the tortoise, mind you, it was June and we were having a heat wave. So it was about 90 to 100 degrees. The tortoise, the neighbor had put the tortoise in the baby swimming pool, even though we have a grassy area fenced in pen. And the tortoise was dead with blood coming out of her mouth. I'm sorry if this is too graphic. You might want to turn it off. So I called this friend and or texted and I said, oh my gosh, what happened to the tortoise? Were they alive when you came over last night? And they said, oh, oops, sorry, forgot. Well, meantime, they were having an affair with a married man. And they also were started that Coca-Cola consumption because I can hear it in the voice, and plus they bragged about it all the time. Ooh, I was so blah 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 up, and yeah, yeah. I can't be around people who do that. So if you're a person who does that, like, don't ever come close to me, because no. Um, so they were so obsessed with this person that they completely forgot that they promised me that they were going to come over and take care of the tortoise. Now, I don't know why the neighbor put the tortoise in that in the baby pool that had no water in it. Now, also, the tortoise couldn't get out. So I think if the friend would have come over, would have noticed that. I can't guarantee that, but the whole idea of the lack of accountability for even what that caused or what that even meant, even if my tortoise didn't die, the fact that they kept saying, "You've got to book another day. You got to book another day. Stay another day. I promise you that I will come over and take care of the pets." The pets weren't taken care of. Okay, so we stopped talking again for another year or two. No, 2 or 3 years. And then, and a lot of stuff happened in that 2 or 3 years. Like, I broke my knee and was laid up that way. A lot of things happened. So I don't know why, because I guess I have to learn lessons. I guess I have this funny belief that people can change for the better. And if somebody's stuck at the age of 33, they're not going to change. They're not going to change. Almost 60. Nope. So I did it again. And this time, this is the joke's really on me. After a year or so, this person who's still going out partying every night, I swear my health would go like boom if I did what they did. And, using substances and what have you. So we were at a club, and there were a whole bunch of other people at that club that night, some of whom I knew, and we were all sitting around a table. And about 12 o'clock, I just went, I gotta go. I felt like I was getting a little tipsy, and I didn't want to be there anymore, And I said, okay, I gotta go. And she said, oop, it is a she. She said, go, funny, like, then go. Okay. And then everybody repeated that. Go. Yes, go. I'm like, okay, I'm calling an Uber right now. And I called to check in the next day. And I'm like, how did the rest of the night go? And the text was like, you left my purse sitting at the table. I'm like, what are you talking about? I went to the restroom, and when I got back, my purse was gone, and you were gone, and everybody at the table was gone, and I had to walk around for a half an hour trying to find my purse. And finally, the bartender had it. I'm like, oh, well, good. You didn't lose it. But I left before any of this happened. I told you, I got to go, and you said go. So what's the problem? Yeah, yeah. The problem was she truly believes that I did the above. Now, mind you, we were drinking, yes, but I felt a little tipsy, and I went, oops, time to go home. Time to go. Or I get too tipsy that I don't know what happened. Right? I know what happened. So I said, well, at least you found your purse. And then a couple of days later, this is not this past year, this is like a year or two ago, I said, hey, I want to plan Thanksgiving, and is there anybody you would like to invite? or something you would like to bring, contribute, whatever. And she texted me back, said, I don't feel like I want to be around for Thanksgiving. And I was like, what? She said, you left and I couldn't find my purse. And I said, at least you did find your purse. And that's not what happened because I left before you left the table with your purse there. Who the hell goes to the bathroom without taking their purse with them? Well, how is this my fault? How is this my fault? Duh. Yeah, I said it. It's even low level for me to even think about the nincompoopery of this. So apparently their brain is so pickled that they made up this whole story that it's my fault. And this kind of goes back to the nice, nasty thing. I really think. I don't think this person respects themselves enough to respect somebody else. And they don't take accountability. So I don't know why I had to go through this lesson 3 times because I'm so forgiving. Not anymore. No more forgiving. You know, it's that thing. And Miss Tammy would say this too, the Maya Angelou thing. It's when people show you who they are, believe them. Don't waste 3 times. Life is too short to waste time on low vibrational people like that. I don't have to judge. I don't want to judge. I just want to stay away from people like that. And yeah, so what's your story? Do you have people around you who don't take accountability for their actions? You know what I say? Out the door, all right? Kick them to the curb. Forget about them. Just forget about them. All right. And yes, I've been over this for quite some time, but it is a good story and it is a good reminder to keep working on yourself. And if people can't come along for the ride, they're not meant to. They're just not meant to. I hope you have a wonderful day with yourself. And please like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment and keep the conversation going. All right.